Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in again. In this video, I'm going to show you how to pull in data from Firestore and update the web page to view that data. Let's get started. And so now, I'm going to look at the console log of our value. We see we have to do test 1, to do test 2. So the next step here will be returning these values. So we're going to go ahead and create return array. That return array, I guess we could technically use a map here as well, but since we're already doing this, we are just going to continue. So let's push doc data, and now we have to go here. And so now we're pushing the document data like we wanted to initially, instead of that. And then after we're done going through each item, we can say return the array. So let's go back home. Let's go ahead and console log the value that gets returned, and you can see that the promise is pending. So this problem comes from the fact that useEffect is a synchronous only function. So we have to actually create an external function, which I'm going to do right now, and make it an asynchronous function, so it will actually wait. Get items from Firestore, and then with this, we're going to try console log response for now. And then in here, we're going to have to go ahead and call fetch data. So now you see the promise pending goes away, and now we have our data back again. So now that we have our data here, we see that we have to do is test 1, to do is test 2. And so what we can start to do is evolve our data towards what we're actually looking for. We can also remove this default data that we're using right here and set it as an empty item. So this is where error handling also comes in. We know that it wants to map, so we can go ahead and set this as an array. And if that array length is 0, then the map will just return nothing. Go ahead and reload the page. We see our data. So this is where we kind of want to divide our data up. So let's go back to Firebase. And inside of each of these, we have to do and we have test. But let's go ahead and modify these. Let's try making a title. And then in here, we're also going to have a details, or most people would call it description, travels, and we're going to go ahead and do the same thing with this one. So title 2, and details 2. So now that we have this data looking more like what we're going to use on the front end, we are going to want to, instead of just console logging this response, we're going to want to set the array itself. So what we can do here is, rather than removing the demo array, we can just build out a new hook and then remove that later. We're going to call this travel log, and then we're going to say set travel logs equal use state. And we're going to set this as an array once again, so map does not error out. So once we're here, we can take this response and actually set travel log as the response. And we can also go back to the application. We see that our new data should be showing up. So now we're seeing our JSON object, which is great. And we have details and details. So our next step will be actually displaying these travel logs. So let's scroll down into the map. We're going to exchange that for travel logs. We're going to say log instead of item. And we're going to need to actually modify our component, our list item component, because now we have log. And now we can say log title and log details. Oops, I do not want to do that on the delete item. Down here, we're just going to say log details. We'll actually add that button after. So now that we have this list component, let's make it a little bit nicer looking, actually. So what I'm going to do here is just add some CSS to the item itself. I'm going to add a small margin. Please bear with me. This was something that I did review beforehand, so it should work out just fine. We want this to have a H5 title. Inside of here, we want to have post title. Now it's a log title, and just under the header, we're just going to add a paragraph, and we're going to say post details. And we're going to add the curly brackets, so it actually, I'm not sure why I keep saying post, sorry about that, y'all. And then we're going to want to make this part text. Now we have these items. We have the button, which I'm actually going to drag into the header, because that will make a little bit more sense in the long run. Div. And once again, class name for React. And button danger will turn it into a red button, which is kind of what we're looking for. Thanks for watching. In the next video, I'm going to go over how to delete specific items from Firestore. See you there.